welcome to Dual Radio. We got Ethan Schwarten here with a, what was it, 7th place?
7th place at the Wichita Regional.
All right, and what were you playing?
I played Ishizu tier.
Ishizu tier? Oh man, the best deck, and
deck.
pretty good
100%.
player at doing it. All right, show us how it's done.
All right, perfect. Real quick, first shout-outs. Shout-outs to everyone from Omaha, Nebraska. All the players there, thanks for helping me test and all that. Shout-out to everyone in my car, Ryan, Dylan, and Chris. Thanks for coming with. Shout also to Cody Angela. He convinced me to play a card in this list that you'll see later on, but shout out to him. I'll mention it when we get to there. So, but all right, go into the profile. Pretty standard for Ishizu cards: 3 Keldo, 3 Mudora, 3 Kelbeck, and the 1 Agido. It's the worst one. This comes up occasionally for the hand, but everyone knows what these cards do. These cards are pretty standard. I mean, these cards are crazy. Konami should never have made them. I don't know what in the world they were doing making these cards.
Just mill 5.
Yeah, just mill 5, easy.
No, nothing like that.
For tournaments, pretty standard. 3 Sharon, 3 Merle, 3 Havness, and 2 Reinhardt. Reinhardt's the weakest one. You really don't ever want to normal summon this. You want to like special it off, get Kalos or special back or mill it. Mostly you want to start with the Merle, just because like you get more variants, or not more variants, but you get more opportunity to play with Merle because you're milling 3 instead of just sending 1. So, but pretty normal for tier lineup. Bestials, 3 Druce Worm, and 2 Magnamut. Magnamut gets hit a lot more with Havness and doesn't really interact well under Baguska. Druce Worm plays around Baguska really well, doesn't get hit by Havness, and plus the Ascent is really good. So I think this is the correct ratio. Like Jesse and Bowden were correct with this, honestly. That's it for monsters. Spells. Shout out to Cody on this one.
Ooh, gold rare.
Yeah, I know,
Mass
right?
change 2s.
Can't find the ultras yet, but this card like lets you summon Dark Claw in the mirror match, which is incredibly powerful. It procs your tier 1 monsters on the field, so like it helps dodge things. Like for example, if I normal summon early, activate effect, they chain Zoya, can I chain mass change 2? I can discard, send the Merle to make Dark Law. Merle then will mill 3 and then fusion summon as well because it's sent to by card back. So it's actually insane. Like this helps dodge so many hand traps and just cards on the field in general. If you're playing tier, you gotta play 3 Planet. Best card in the deck. 2 Scream and Heartbeat. Mystic Mine out. 2 of these. I don't think 3 is correct. I could see playing 1 because you really don't see it going second. You only want to see it going first, so it's an easy side out as well. So, and then terraforming, instant fusion, ban discard, and then trap cards. The 2 Slick, 1 Crime, pretty standard lineup for this, honestly. I mean, especially for the 2 Screams. Extra deck, fusion cards. These are pretty normal, honestly. 3, 4, 5, 6. These 6 are pretty normal, and then the 1 Dark Law as well.
Ooh, nice Dark Law.
I know, right? It's kind of nice. But these are pretty normal. I mean, if you're playing the match change, but you're going to play Dark Law. But otherwise, these 6 are pretty, I mean, there's really no variance to that at all. Lynx, Sprint, Dark, and Elf. And then I play the 1 Underworld Goddess. If it was a YCS, I wouldn't play this. But since it's the regional, and I'm anticipating potentially more Rogue, I don't want to die to random Adagnister or anything like that. Like, I just don't want to deal with it, so.
I mean, I dealt with it. It was one of my rounds too, so I mean, definitely Underworld.
Definitely, especially at like a local or like a regional, I can understand playing it. And then the Xyz, Abyss Dweller, Guska, Beatrice, and Zeus. Zeus seeing under Dweller is really nice. Be able to clear your opponent, especially in the mirror match. And then side deck, Konami, please change time. Please, please, please. Don't let us do this anymore. The 1 Serenir for the mirror match. Duster, Lightning Storm, just because it is a regional and not anything higher. Like I would play these. Like this deck already eats through a lot of back row in general, but it's like I really do not want to deal with like back row decks or random flute players. Droplet for Abyss Dweller. And then 3 Skill Drain. The idea behind this is like if you're not seeing the mirror match, you're gonna see Fluunderies. And this card like straight up destroys Fluunderies. And it's still really good because like, all your stuff activates in Grave. Your monsters are huge, especially with Planet and Scream. Like if you have Planet up, like your Rucalises and like Collider Hearts are like 3,500 attack, and if you have Scream up, then that's another 500 difference. Like 7th edition. It doesn't really matter as much. Like especially like it's on the like simple Yu-Gi-Oh like a beat stick with a skill drain. Like It came up like once or twice, not really much. I don't know if I'd continue playing it, but the idea and the logic behind it is valid. So
Yeah, I mean, nice bird cards, bro.
yeah, exactly. So otherwise, that's it. Yeah, 40 cards in the main deck. So
What was your big side out targets? Because the deck is really consistent. It's really hard to just pick any cards.
so it depends on what it is. If I'm going second, generally at least siding out at least one, maybe two of these, because Crime is not good going second, as well as the Screams as an option. These are pretty general for side out. If I'm playing the mirror match, I'm more likely to side out potentially the Kelbex or the Gitos in terms for like Forbidden Droplet as well as the second Serenir. And then if we're going close to time, like these are definitely coming in no matter what, just because this card in particular puts so much pressure on your opponent, because especially in the mirror match, you really aren't like doing a lot of damage. It's mostly like positional battles on the field, like shuffling back your opponent's stuff, doing like whittling down your opponent's resources back and forth. You're really not attacking a lot. You'll attack a little bit, but it's not really focused around doing a lot of damage. And so because of that, this card becomes so impactful because you're making your monsters gain, you're making yourself gain life and all that, and so it makes it so much harder to kill you, especially because like I said, with Battle Phase being not as prevalent, like you're gonna see this, and this will just like straight up like end turns right now. Like it's crazy. Those are pretty normal for like side X ins and outs, especially depending on the matchup. Like this is coming in no matter what. From going second for Dweller against the mirror match, like you don't want to lose that just straight up out of the way. And like this is an easy way. Like, you can play around Dweller really easily sometimes with this deck, but like this is like an extra option. So.
All right, well, thank you, Ethan, for doing this for me. And for Dual Radio, I'm signing off.